To get out and buy your Powerball lottery ticket. The jackpot prize is now $1.2 billion, the second largest in Powerball history. The cash payout, if you match all 5 numbers, and the Powerball, almost $600 million, though. So what should you do first if you win? This is, of course, we're fantasizing about all this. So we're joined now by Tammy Trenta, who's a financial advisor from Family Financial. Always nice to dream about what you could do. I mean, it keeps the hope up, right, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, so you get most of the, from my understanding, I guess, most of the $1.2 billion if you spread the payment out over 30 payments, and there's a lump sum payout, which you just talked about, and you would get about $596.7 million. What would you recommend to someone if they came to you and said, hey, what should I do?
That's a great question. Assuming that you're a good steward of your money, it absolutely makes sense to take the lump sum today and invest it in a well-diversified portfolio. You would definitely end up with more money than taking the annuity over 30 years.
So your secret is you invest it on your own instead of just leaving it to take it to the lump sum, and you can accumulate much more wealth that way.
Certainly. If you do the math and you take the annuity, you end up with $1.2 billion in 30 years. But if you took the money today and invested it, you'd end up with over $2 billion.
Wow.
So that's a pretty staggering difference.
Yes. Oh, that is a staggering difference to be sure. That could last for a couple of lifetimes. So even after you pay taxes on the initial win, you have to pay even more taxes, federal taxes as well. Is that correct?
Yes. So California is one of the few states that does not tax lottery winnings. So, at this level of wealth, you're looking at about a 37% tax rate on the winnings. The fortunate thing is if you do get in California, you'll be okay in terms of having to pay additional tax. But every year, do you, or there's one lump after the initial lump sum, then you have to pay federal taxes. That's about 25%. California, fortunately, does not charge on lottery winnings. Is that correct? Correct.
Yeah.
Now, any growth that you have would be subject to both federal and state over time, but the lump sum would be taxed at the federal level.
And that's if you invest the money, that type of thing. All right. So are there any strategies that can be employed here to reduce your overall tax burden over time? I mean, donating some of that money, how does that work?
Well, whoever the winner is, they're going to have their own set of circumstances. And there's definitely things that you can do from both an income tax perspective and an estate tax perspective to try to get the taxes down. So, if we were fortunate enough to work with the winner of the lottery, we would certainly sit down and figure out what their goals were and figure out strategies on how to, get their tax burden down.
Yeah, the key thing is you don't want to spend all of that money, and the taxes are a waste to keep it. Finally, what would you say to a winner? What should they be mindful of if they looked at that ticket and they got all the numbers?
So, great question. A few things. I mean, I think there's a statistic that 70% of lottery winners blow through their money in 5 years. So, certainly avail yourself of a trusted advisor who specializes in tax planning. The other thing to keep in mind, and this is what gives me the most pause, is the California Lottery will publicly announce your name, and they will announce the place that you won the ticket.
Right.
And so there's nothing that you can really do to be anonymous, but if you buy the ticket in a location that is not where you live, if you have a generic name, those things will help. But be mindful of investment opportunities, because you will get hit up by just about anybody. And so doing your best to keep things private, I think, is in a public situation is probably the best advice I could give. Especially
when this kind of money is at stake. All right. Most of us will probably not have the opportunity to want to do that, but it's nice to dream anyway. Tammy Trenta from Family Financial, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Andre.